We're back now at 8:09. This morning on Today's Health, we're talking about hearing loss. If you think old age and hearing loss, you might want to think again. The truth is, younger Americans are losing their hearing at an alarming rate. And recently I found out that that includes me as well. We live in a noisy world. So noisy that the question these days isn't, can you hear me now? But can you hear me at all? Excessive noise is now the #1 cause of hearing loss, not aging. And of the nearly 30 million Americans who suffer from hearing loss, over half are under the age of 65.
I had this imperceptible disability that was affecting every aspect of my life.
39-year-old Jim McDade, like a true child of the 80s, grew up wearing headphones.
But I would go to bed with them on at night, and I'd wake up at like 1 in the morning, and my ears would be throbbing.
Like most people, Jim's hearing loss developed gradually. In the beginning, he would turn to his wife for help.
In a group situation, I would end up speaking for him or giving him cues so that he would know what was being said.
And then as the years went on, Jim began to disengage from any social situation.
I was always afraid of missing something, or there would be an awkward situation, and inevitably I would get caught. And there was an anxiety to that.
Another big concern, the stigma of wearing traditional hearing aids, especially since he was starting his own fitness business.
I would rather have taken my chances without them than have them in and people make judgments on me.
Audiologist Shelley Borgia says it's a common concern.
They don't want to admit that they have some level of difficulty. They feel that it's acceptable because it's acceptable to them.
Dr. Borgia says hearing loss isn't just about losing your hearing, but losing your engagement with life.
She said, look, if you don't do something about this, dementia is going to set in and your brain's just going to shut off.
Hearing loss is irreversible. There is no cure, but you can slow down the process and even prevent it, which is why I decided to get my hearing checked. Every morning in the right ear, we wear what is called an IFB, which is a little earpiece. This worries me. I wonder what this has done to my hearing. The first part of the hearing test is a physical examination.
So this is going to tell you how much the eardrum is actually moving?
Yes.
The next part of the test is the actual hearing evaluation, a series of tones I had to respond to.
Ice cream.
And then a series of words I had to repeat.
Baseball.
Baseball.
Outside.
Outside.
New York.
After just 20 minutes, some preliminary results.
Your left ear is borderline normal, hearing sensitivity, but the right ear has a mild high-frequency hearing loss, the right ear where you use your...
IFB, right. Is it in the range of normal for someone who's 53 years old, or has it been exacerbated, do you think, because of that?
It probably has worsened due to the noise exposure.
For now, Dr. Borgia says I don't need a hearing aid, but has prescribed custom-made earplugs for loud events. Jim McDade's results were quite different. He had significant hearing loss in both ears, requiring hearing aids.
Are we having ringing?
No.
No? Does it feel okay?
Yeah.
Jim's hearing aids are called Lyric, but there are other choices, and they're nothing like those old beige bananas of the past.
When I heard the strength of my voice, it made me cry. It was as if I hadn't heard that voice in a very long time.
And now that Jim has regained that voice, he has a message he wants you to hear.
Get it taken care of. You don't know what you're missing. You don't know what you don't know.
Jim McDade and Dr. Shelley Borgia are with us this morning. Good morning to both of you. Nice to see you. Why'd you wait so long?
Just comfortable in my own skin, and you're not really aware of how that your hearing is disappearing. It happens so slowly over time that you're just comfortable with who you are.
Yeah, but I was struck by something you said in the piece, Jim, and you said you didn't want people to be judging you. And so that, yes, there is a stigma attached to this.
Well, it's, someone in eyeglasses looks intelligent. Someone with hearing aids looks handicapped.
And so you didn't want that, especially with a fitness business.
Yeah, it's not how you want to be portrayed.
So turn sideways for me, because you've had these put in,
Yeah.
these lyric put in,
Yeah.
and these have to be put in by a professional, right? I can't see them at all, by the way.
They're invisible.
And so once they go in, how long do they stay in?
About 3 months at a time. So it has an extended wear battery. It's hassle-free. You wake up in the morning and you start your day just like anyone else.
Jim, are you like me? You go to a restaurant before these.
Yeah.
And if there's a lot of other noise in the background, you could be looking right at the person you're having dinner with, and you're having trouble with that?
Yeah, it's very loud, but in certain situations it's good, but in that kind of a situation, not so
And
good.
so how do these cancel out all that other noise so that you don't just hear everything louder?
They've got some technology in there that just kind of focuses in on what I need to hear.
They're very intelligent, and because the hearing device is all the way in the ear canal, you're using your natural ear to kind of filter out some of that noise.
Let's take a look at some of where these devices have come, okay? This is the one on the table here that Jim has in his ears.
Yes.
And tell me about some of these other devices.
Okay, so the one right next to it is another alternative to hearing device. It's very discreet. It's basically invisible at the level of the ears.
Okay, these are a little larger over here.
Those are the older traditional hearing devices that
made him cringe just
Yeah,
now.
Exactly.
Those are the ones that worried you.
I had to grow up in grade school with something like that. Yeah.
those are the ones that no one wants me to prescribe.
Right. I think a lot of people watching this, doctor, might be thinking, first of all, how expensive are these, and are they covered by insurance?
Typically, they are not covered by insurance. The hearing examination is, so everyone should go and get a hearing exam. But the hearing devices are typically $1,500 to $3,500 per device.
Yeah, but they can change your life.
It changes the quality of life, yes.
And this is what you've made for me. My hearing loss is minor.
Yes.
But it's particularly in the right ear where I do wear this little IFB device. And you want me to start to wear these earplugs when I'm around loud noises.
Yes, I want you and everyone to wear those earplugs whenever you're exposed to noise, parties, events, weddings.
Yeah, and I
It's
think
very
that
important.
one of the things that was a little depressing to hear in the piece is that it's not reversible. That once you lose your hearing or some degree of your hearing, it's gone forever.
Absolutely.
No. And life changed dramatically for you?
Yes, it's a good experience now.
That's great. Jim, thank you for
Thank
sharing
you.
your story. I really appreciate that, doctor. Thanks for your help as well.